Hello again, and welcome back to Empyrion Galactic Survival. This is our old base here, which is quite obsolete now because, as I'm going to show you in a second, I've built a brand new base. I just wanted to let you guys know that I've progressed quite far since the end of the last YouTube series, but never fear, after I show you my new base, we're going to go back in time and start anew and show you how you can go from level 5 hover vessel to level 10 capital vessel with warp capability. But first, let me show you where I've gotten to since the last time we talked. This is my new base here, about 110 meters or 115 meters away from my old base. The above-ground part of this base is relatively minor. Consists of the solar panels, a cannon turret, and a couple of these minigun turrets. I tried to use just regular anti-personnel turrets, but they were incredibly bad at keeping away the Zirax, and they were completely useless against drones. It turns out minigun turrets are actually much better. So let's go into the base here. Now my C key is sticky, it's hard to go down. Giggity, that's what she said. I have a LCD screen here to tell me what's going on. I have my solar capacitors and my ammo box, my advanced constructor and some storage. And then if we go down another level, we have the garden, the food processor, the fridge, the bed, the core, Meta No 2 stations, my armor locker, a generator that's not on right now but can be turned on by the switch right there, and my little living area. Let's take a quick tour of the garden. I've got 3 spice, 2 buds, a pear thing plant, and 3 pumpkin plants. These are just enough to make a single ration pack with 1 spice left over per harvest. You can see we've got the ventilator, the O2 tanks, and the grow light here. And this door I chose because I like the looks primarily. However, be aware that some doors are airtight and some are not. So if you put a door on your garden and it doesn't have this blue force field, it might not be airtight, your garden might not grow. So this is where I've gotten to since I last talked to you guys on YouTube, since the last YouTube video. But this is not the world that I want to show you. Instead, I want to show you how I got to this point. And I also want to show you how I managed to get a capital vessel that's warp capable, that will allow me to get off this little rock and get us on to the next stage of the game, which is going to space. So let's get out of this game, and I will show you how we get to the next level. When I stopped the YouTube series, I saved a game backup. So if we go into resume game, we can see that there's Alpha 10 YouTube Survival, which was last saved just a little while ago. And there's this save from more than a week ago. This is the save where I'm level 5 and I've just spawned in the HV. This is the backup that I made. This is the game that we're going to resume, and we're going to go into it now, and I'm going to tell you how we're going to work from this save, having just spawned our first hover vessel, up to having a capital vessel that's warp capable, that will take us out into the wider universe and get us to other planets so we can get the rare resources that we need to progress. Okay, here we are back in our little base with our hover vessel only and not a lot in the way of resources. And let's talk real quick about the path that I'm going to tread to get us from where we are now, which is just past level 5, and having just spawned our first HV, all the way up to level 10, and getting a CV. Basically, I'm going to be pursuing a 2-pronged strategy here. And the ultimate goal, of course, is to get that level 10 starter CV, which I'll explain a little bit more about it when we get there. It's already up on the Steam Workshop. It's called the Alpaca, if you want to take a look at it. There's also an Alpaca overview on the YouTube channel, this YouTube channel, if you want to check it out. But in order to get from where I am now to where I want to be, I really have to have 2 things. One thing is I have to be level 10. Because you can't spawn the Alpaca until you're level 10, because a warp core doesn't unlock in the skill tree until you're level 10. The other thing I'm going to need to do is salvage, or rather retrieve, using the retrieve block command of a multi-tool, all the thrusters, RCSs, and many of the blocks from the crashed MS Titan parts. So, in order to get to level 10 and to get the multi-tool that I'm going to need to retrieve pieces from the crashed MS Titans, I'm going to need to become friendly with the Polaris faction on this planet. Once I'm friendly with them, I can trade with them for multi-tools, and for multi-tool charges, so that I don't have to dig up Promethium. And becoming friendly with them will actually mean hanging out in their territory and killing spiders for a while in order to become friendly with them to build my rep. So as I'm killing those spiders, I'm going to be getting XP, and that is going to bring me up to level 10. So these two things together are my two-fork strategy to get to where I want to be, which is level 10 and with a multi-tool charges, and the ability to take apart the crashed MS Titan in order to have the parts I need to build the CV blueprint. But I can't get friendly with the Polaris until I find them. And right now, I don't really see any blue territory on the map. Frankly, it's just because I haven't explored very much of this planet. So, sort of step 0 is explore the planet, find the Polaris territory. Once I've found them, I can start defending their bases from spiders and other nasties, get my rep up, trade with them, get a multi-tool, and while I'm killing nasties, I'm also leveling up to level 10. So I will cut you guys back in when I've circumnavigated the planet in my trusty HV here, and explored a little more, and found Polaris territory with a trade station in it. Until then, it's just going to be a lot of boring running around the planet in circles, trying to find Polaris territory. So I've arrived at this point in the map, decided I was going to start my search in the Northern Hemisphere, and now I'm just going to run along the middle of this third square, just trying to go all the way around the planet. I'm going to be watching my mini-map and my detector for red arcs to see where POIs might be, and just try and go all the way around the whole planet, looking for blue Polaris territory. So, straight east. As I was exploring, I came across something interesting. This Crash Deep Space Explorer front part. There's probably some parts worth salvaging in here, but I'm not going to salvage them. The starter capital vessel that I've designed is designed to only require parts salvaged from the crashed MS Titan parts. Nevertheless, this would be an excellent find. I'm sure you could get cobalt, neodymium, sathium, and a bunch of other great stuff from this, but because that's not the point of this video series, I'm actually not going to do it. But just for the record, here's where I found it on my actual world map. And we are still going east. Aha! I've discovered the crashed MS Titan mid-part. This is great news. This is one of the things I'm going to need to salvage in order to make my beginner capital vessel. Another interesting thing that I discovered is an abandoned factory. That's a rather difficult POI, and it will probably be too much for me at my current level, particularly given my lack of advanced weapons and heavy armor. But still, something to remember for the future. Alright, let's keep going east. Still looking for Polaris territory. Still haven't found it. I found some Xerax territory. Xerax actively patrol their territory with squads of troops armed with laser rifles and other heavy weaponry. I really don't want to deal with that right now, so I'm simply going to go to the south, around, and avoid it, and continue my survey of the planet. I found another POI, an abandoned mine. This one, there's a possibility of getting some multi-charges or something else good without going deep into the POI. So I think we're actually going to stop here and try and not raid the POI or take over the POI. Oh, a Promethium deposit. That is amazing. Is that outside anyone's territory? That is fantastic news, my friends. We are now ahead of the game. With Promethium, we can make our own multi-charges. We'll stop and harvest that right after we hit this abandoned mine POI. You may notice that I'm getting XP for all these POI discoveries. That's another part of the multi-pronged strategy. Alpha game problems. Trees go right through the steel landing pads inside your POI. I still have some ammo and fuel constructing in my constructor. So I'm gonna let my HV continue to stay on while I'm just going around to the outer parts of this POI, and hopefully it'll be done with all that fuel by the time I get back. However, to save a little bit of energy, I think I am going to turn off the hover engines. Looks like we still have 53 minutes worth of power. Going to make an effort to stay on top of the cargo boxes and out of reach of whatever nasties may be lurking around here. Well, it's not much, but we'll take it. Again, not much, but we'll take it. Looks like I was wrong. Probably not going to be any good loot on the outside of this POI. If those screaming noises sound unsettling, they should. And if they sound familiar, they should too. Alright, a multi-tool. This is great news. This is something we won't have to make for ourselves, won't have to unlock in the tech tree. Now we can toss away that survival tool that's a big pain in the ass. Well, we'll keep it around for mining. But this allows us to retrieve blocks rather than just salvage them, meaning we get back 100% of the resources. The only problem right now is, if I remember correctly, it only comes with one charge when you pick it up. So we're going to need to make our own multi-charges or find some before that becomes really useful. Still, a good find, and the kind of thing you would expect to find in a low-level POI like this. These tall cylindrical things are usually energy containers. They usually have some kind of fuel or energy in them. Large promethium fuel packs. I'll take it. And more. This is all fuel that's going to keep my hover vessel running without having to chop down trees. That's good stuff. Oh, energy matrices. You know why these are fantastic? They contain cobalt. They're also what we need to make a drill. A drill is going to help us tremendously with mining. The survival tool's mining capabilities are shit, but a real drill, which you need cobalt energy matrices to make, is fantastic. Power coils. These are nice because they contain neodymium. They're needed to make more advanced devices, and neodymium is very hard to come by on the starter planet. That's an okay find, a stepping stone to something better. Not nearly as good a find as these energy matrices. And just for completeness' sake, we'll do a full lap around here. The more sharper-eyed of you probably saw that door there. I'm not going inside. I don't have the equipment, I don't have the weaponry, I don't have the armor. I'm not ready. We'll just take a quick cruise around the outside, and then we'll go perhaps make ourselves a drill and mine some promethium. And we're not going to get any deeper into this POI, because we don't have the capability to handle it. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, they look friendly. They don't look like they want to rip my head off at all. Alright. I'm taking us out of here. That screaming drives me absolutely insane. going to go ahead and unlock the drill, but it looks like, based on that cyan and red square up at the upper left there, only a large constructor or advanced constructor can make one of these, meaning we either have to go all the way home to our large constructor. Well, we don't even have a large constructor at home. We'd have to find a large constructor. So I'm going to unlock this, and we have the parts, but the small constructor on our hover vehicle can't actually make it, so we'll have to drill out this promethium deposit without a decent drill, which is a bummer. Now, I don't really feel like going down there and maybe having bugs sneak up on me and attack me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select my survival tool, then I'm going to get the resource drill, and I'm going to hit F5 to pop my drone. And we're just going to drone mine this while I'm sitting up on the safety of my HV 3 meters above the ground where it's harder for things to sneak up on me. You can see in my number 9 slot in my toolbar down at the bottom, I've got the Cyclops visor ore scanner thing on. That allows me to see the little chunks of promethium under the ground. Unlike other minerals, promethium exists in what are called subsurface ore deposits instead of in one big chunk. So we have to go and get each of these little blue rocks individually, and that's why you need that Cyclops ore scanner visor thing. Otherwise you could be drilling around under here forever, trying to figure out where the rocks are, never finding them. Okay, I think we have all of the promethium rocks all mined out here, and let's just quickly pop back, and when I look down... Oh, 30% ore left, huh. I didn't get them all. You can see the promethium deposit says there's still some there, so... Oh, okay, there's one rock over here. Boy, that's hard to see. God, he's way far away from all the other rocks, too. Let's hope I can get down here without my drone going out of range. Hang on a minute. Oh, you fucking bitch! You fucking Xerax sacks of shit. How dare you come and send an attack drone on me in neutral territory, you sacks of fuck. You better have given me some good loot. Well, energy matrices are nice, they're cobalt. Other than that, that was just bullshit. Complete unprovoked attack. Right out here in the middle of completely neutral territory. Fucking hate the Xerax. Fuck those guys. I hope to God it was shooting at me and not at my craft. If it did serious damage to my HV, I'm gonna be pissed. Looks like just a little windshield damage to the cockpit. Let's get out our real multi-tool, right-click, and go to the repair function. We can repair that right up. You see in the lower right it says, cockpit hit point 78 out of 800. One quick zap and we'll fix this right up. Nice. And that used 2 out of my 250 ammo for that multi-tool, so... yeah. Doesn't look like they hit anything else about the turret. Fucking Xerax. Fucking Xerax scumbags. Hate them so much. I think I see the hole over there that I'm mining in. I'm gonna move my vehicle over there. Alright, where were we? Trying to mine the last of the promethium. Where the hell was the last of the promethium? Go. Down in this hole. Alright, was that it? It looks like the marker that said promethium deposit is gone, which is what usually happens when you mine all the promethium out. So, how many promethium did we get? 160? That's great. I think each of those turns into 10 pellets, and then it only takes 10 pellets to have a multi-charge, so I think we can make multi-charges for our multi-tool. Multi-charge, yep. I don't have to unlock them. All I have to do is put promethium into my input-output box, and we will be good to go. So, while we're in that box, we're going to grab these bullets and move them over to the ammo box, and then we'll put the promethium in here, and we'll make ourselves some multi-charges. I'm going to go ahead and put some stone in here too, just because we might want to make more carbon substrate at some point. Also, if I remember, steel plates were required to make those multi-charges, so we'll go ahead and might as well throw these in here. Why not? They're not that useful, but they're something. Boy, there's sure a lot of things that are made from silicon. And we'll put this junk in here too. Fuel supply is looking very, very good. In fact, I'm going to take half this, dump it into the fuel tank in a second. But first, let's get the ammo. Alright. And then we'll go back to the main control panel and manage our fuel. Looking good. Alright, folks. We are back to going east again. Still looking for that blue Polaris territory. Where is it?